The sun blazed over Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. Waves crashed against the golden sand as hundreds of tourists and locals filled the shoreline. Lifeguard towers stood tall, their red and yellow flags marking safe swimming zones. At the main tower, Brett Collins adjusted his sunglasses and scanned the water. 20 years as head lifeguard at Bondi, 20 years of rescues, 20 years of being the best. His crew respected him. Tourists thanked him. Local news called him a hero. Brett knew these waters better than anyone. Every rip current, every dangerous spot, every wave pattern. He'd saved over 300 lives. His wall at home displayed plaques, certificates and photos with grateful families. Brett Collins was Bondi Beach. That morning, a new applicant walked into the lifeguard station. A Filipino man, mid-20s, lean build, carrying a worn duffel bag. His name tag read, Miguel Torres, applicant. Brett looked him up and down, barely hiding his smirk. The other lifeguards exchanged glances. "You here for the lifeguard position?" Brett asked. Miguel nodded. "Yes, sir. I have my certifications from the Philippines." Brett laughed, not bothering to hide it. "The Philippines? Mate, you're from an island nation and you think you can handle Bondi?" Miguel's expression remained calm. "I grew up swimming, sir. I know water." Brett leaned back in his chair. "Look, kid, swimming in tropical calm water is not the same as Bondi's rips and waves. These currents will drag you under in seconds. We need real swimmers here, not island paddlers." Miguel's jaw tightened slightly, but he said nothing. The other lifeguards chuckled. One of them, Jake, spoke up. "Boss is right. Bondi's serious business." Brett stood, crossing his arms. "Tell you what, we'll give you a test. Swim out to that buoy and back. If you can handle that without struggling, maybe we'll consider you." He pointed to a buoy about 200 meters offshore. Miguel looked at the water, then back at Brett. "When do I start?" "Now," Brett said with a grin. Miguel nodded, dropped his bag, and walked toward the water wearing just his swim shorts. Brett watched, expecting the Filipino to hesitate at the surf. Instead, Miguel dove straight into an incoming wave, disappearing beneath the white foam. He surfaced smoothly, already 20 meters out, his stroke efficient and powerful. Brett's smirk faded slightly. "Lucky start," he muttered. Miguel continued, his arms cutting through the water with precision. No wasted movement, no panic, just steady, relentless forward motion. The other lifeguards watched from the tower. "He's actually pretty fast," Jake observed. Brett waved him off. "Wait till he hits the rip current near the buoy. That's where island swimmers panic." Miguel reached the halfway point. The water there churned differently, the rip current pulling sideways. Brett leaned forward, waiting for Miguel to struggle, to fight the current like amateurs do. Instead, Miguel's stroke adjusted. He angled his body, using the current rather than fighting it, letting it carry him at an angle before breaking free with powerful kicks. "Did he just—" Jake started. "He read the rip," another lifeguard finished. Brett's expression hardened. Miguel reached the buoy, touched it, and began his return. His pace hadn't slowed. If anything, he looked stronger. Brett checked his watch. The time was good. Too good. Miguel rode a wave toward shore, body surfing the final 20 meters before standing in the shallows. He walked up to Brett, barely breathing hard. "Done, sir." Brett stared at him, trying to find something to criticize. Miguel's form had been flawless. His time was faster than most of Brett's own crew. His rip current navigation was textbook perfect. Brett's pride wouldn't let him admit it. Not bad for a practice swim, but rescues are different. Real pressure, real stakes. Miguel met his eyes. "I understand, sir." Brett turned away, dismissing him. "We'll let you know." As Miguel picked up his bag and left, Jake approached Brett. "Boss, he was really good." Brett's jaw clenched. "He got lucky." Real test is when someone's drowning and the waves are 3 meters high. That afternoon, the beach filled with swimmers. Families played in the shallows. Surfers caught waves further out. Brett scanned the water from his tower, radio in hand. Everything seemed normal. Then he saw it. A rip current forming fast near the south end. 2 teenagers, a boy and girl, caught in its pull. They were being dragged out to sea rapidly. Brett grabbed his radio. Rip current, south end, 2 swimmers in distress. He and Jake sprinted down the tower, rescue boards under their arms. The beach alarm sounded. People cleared the water. The teenagers were already 50 meters out, arms flailing, panic setting in. Brett hit the water running, paddling hard on his board, but someone was already ahead of him. Miguel Torres, who had been sitting on the beach after his test, was swimming at full speed toward the teenagers. No board, no equipment, just raw swimming power. Brett's eyes widened as Miguel covered the distance impossibly fast. Brett paddled harder on his rescue board, but the Filipino was already there. The 2 teenagers thrashed in the water, panic consuming them. The girl went under. Miguel dove. Brett reached the boy first, pulling him onto the rescue board. "Hold on, mate." The boy clung desperately, coughing water. Brett looked around frantically for the girl. The waves were massive now, 3 meters high like he'd mentioned earlier. Where was she? Then Miguel surfaced, the girl in his arms. She wasn't breathing. Miguel's face showed no panic, only focus. He supported her head above water with one arm, while swimming with incredible strength, using just his legs and free arm. Brett stared in disbelief. Swimming one-armed while carrying an unconscious person through a rip current. That was advanced rescue technique that took years to master. Miguel reached Brett's board. "She's not breathing," he said calmly. Brett's training kicked in. "Get her on the board." Together they lifted her onto the board next to the boy. But now they had a problem. The board was overloaded. 2 teenagers and Brett meant no room for Miguel. The rip current was still pulling them out. Brett met Miguel's eyes. "Can you make it back?" Miguel nodded once. "Get them to shore. I'll swim." Brett hesitated. The swim back was brutal, over 100 meters against the current and waves. "Go!" Miguel shouted. Brett started paddling, the 2 teenagers on his board. He glanced back. Miguel was swimming behind them, but the distance was growing. The waves crashed over him repeatedly. Each time Miguel surfaced and continued. Brett focused on getting the teenagers to shore. Lifeguards and paramedics waited on the beach. Brett reached the shallows. Hands pulled the teenagers off the board. Paramedics immediately started CPR on the girl. Brett stood in the water, chest heaving, and turned back to the ocean. Where was Miguel? The waves were relentless. Brett scanned desperately. Nothing. His heart pounded. Did the Filipino drown while he was saving the teenagers? Then, 100 meters out, a figure surfaced. Miguel, still swimming, still fighting. But he was struggling now, the exhaustion finally hitting him. Brett grabbed his board and dove back in. Jake appeared beside him on another board. "Boss, what are you doing?" Brett paddled frantically. "He saved that girl. We're not losing him." They reached Miguel as a massive wave crashed over him. He went under. Brett dove off his board, grabbed Miguel's arm, and pulled him up. Miguel gasped for air, his strength finally gone. "I've got you," Brett said. Together, Brett and Jake got Miguel onto a board and paddled him to shore. On the beach, Miguel lay on the sand, breathing hard but alive. The girl was breathing too. CPR had worked. Her family surrounded her, crying with relief. Brett knelt beside Miguel. "That was," he started, his voice shaking. "That was the most incredible rescue I've ever seen." Miguel looked at him exhausted. "Just doing what I was trained to do, sir." Brett shook his head. "Trained? Mate, that wasn't just training. That was instinct, skill, heart." He paused, swallowing his pride. I was wrong about you. Completely wrong. You don't swim like an islander. You swim like you were born in the ocean. Miguel sat up slowly. My grandfather was a fisherman. He taught me to read the water before I could read books. Respect the current. Don't fight it. The ocean isn't an enemy. It's a force you work with. Brett listened, really listened, for the first time. Everything he thought he knew about swimming suddenly seemed limited. The girl's father approached, tears streaming down his face. You saved my daughter. Both of you. He looked at Miguel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Miguel nodded humbly. The father turned to Brett. This man is a hero. Brett met Miguel's eyes. Yes, yes, he is. That evening, Brett found Miguel sitting on the beach watching the sunset. Brett sat beside him. The lifeguard position. It's yours, if you still want it. Miguel smiled. I'd be honored, sir. Brett extended his hand. Call me Brett, and I should be honored to work with you. They shook hands. Brett looked at the ocean, the waves still rolling in. You taught me something today, Miguel. Excellence isn't about where you're from or how you learned. It's about respect, understanding, and heart. I spent 20 years thinking I knew everything about these waters. You showed me I still have a lot to learn. Miguel's voice was quiet. The ocean is the same everywhere. Philippines, Australia, it doesn't matter. The water teaches everyone the same lessons if you listen. Brett nodded. Will you teach me? Your techniques, your understanding? Miguel smiled warmly. Of course. We learn from each other. That's how we all get better. As the sun set over Bondi Beach, two lifeguards sat together. One had learned humility. One had earned respect. Both understood that the ocean doesn't care about pride or nationality. It only respects those who respect it. And sometimes, the greatest lessons come from the people you underestimated.